WRDE, Milford, Cincinnati. When I finally was able to do my own show, I wanted it not only just to be fun and entertaining, but inspiring, and to bring Cincinnati into a positive light. Broadcasting from the Queen City, this is Digging Rich Live. Good morning, and welcome back to Digging Rich Live. This is part 2 of Topic, well, I just called in part 1. I call this now Topic University Tuesday, in which you choose topic. And unfortunately, I got called in a little early to work, so this will be the second and final half of Topic U Tuesday for this month. But if you liked Topic University and you want to contribute to next month's Topic University Tuesday, hit me up on Facebook.com/DiggingRichLive. Let me know what you think. Send some suggestions, comments, all that good nature. I think I might be overdue for a new theme song. What do you guys think? If you're a musician, or if you're just really handy with music and you would like to compose a new theme for Digging Rich Live, definitely send it to me. If I like it, I'll use it as the official Digging Rich Live theme song, and of course, I'll give you credit for it. Well, that sounds like fun, doesn't it? A nice little contest. So, going on to Topic U Tuesday Part 2, we spent a great deal talking about President Obama. Now, this was the most popular topic that was submitted, was President Obama and different topics different situations that he'll have to go through in his second term. For example, gun control. We all knew that the president had put into act a couple of executive orders a month following the unfortunate incident that happened in Newtown with the elementary school shooting. Now, there are a lot of people voicing their opinions on his gun control plan. Some people are saying that, well, it's a start, but we need to do more. Some people are saying, hey, you can't take away my gun and all that stuff, and he's not being fair and all of that. And a lot of people had asked me what my opinion was. Now, I don't own a gun. Do I plan on owning a gun? Well, yeah. You know, I have the right to bear arms, so I'm going to get a gun one day, for my protection. Do I feel it's necessary for me to get an AK-47? Absolutely not. However, I do understand the point of view of those who are fighting for their gun rights, and in particular the NRA. I can see both sides of the coin here. The one thing that both sides seem to agree on, from what I've noticed, is the fact that there needs to be more done in terms of background checks. That's great. That's fine and dandy. But how far are we going to go with background checks? The background checks can only go but so far. Again, tough issue for the president to deal with, and for members of Congress, and the Senate, and local governments. So, this is a topic that will not go away so easily. Now, I want to touch base on another topic that a lot of people had brought up over the last 24 hours. In fact, there's been a lot of talk about it. A lot of people have submitted this topic non-stop since 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. And that's the topic of equal rights in gay marriage. Now, for those of you who watched or heard the inauguration speech that President Obama gave after being sworn in, there was a piece of the speech that said that, I'm just paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly word for word, but it stated that, our job's not finished until all gay brothers and sisters have the same rights as everyone else. Now, that struck a chord with me, as it did a lot of people noticing the trend on Facebook since he said that. To my knowledge, I do not believe any other president has ever mentioned that in their inauguration speech. And we know that President Obama had mentioned gay and lesbian, equal rights, because it's not just a gay thing, it's not just a lesbian thing, it's not just a bisexual thing, it's not just a transgender thing, it's equal rights, period. And we know he mentioned it in his victory speech 4 years ago. A lot of people are wondering, well, what's my opinion? Well, as a gay male, currently living in the state of Ohio, in which rumor has it the equal rights in terms of Ohio, in terms of marriage, if I'm not mistaken, will be on the ballot very soon. I believe as early as this year, in November. But as a gay male, as a gay African-American male living in the United States of America, let's just put it out there. Now, yes, I got excited and I rallied behind President Obama when he said that our job's not done until everyone has rights. I rallied behind it. I got excited, but not too excited. And I'll tell you why. Because he mentioned this numerous times during his first term. Now, I don't want to be a negative person. No. Leave it to be for me to be negative on my own show. But my stance is this. I'm happy he said it. I'm really glad that he said it on such a national level. However, I'm not going to be completely satisfied, and I'm sure most people are not going to be completely satisfied until it actually takes effect. Me personally, I won't be satisfied until it's written down and the president signs off on it. That's where I stand. But again, I'm happy to see that he is so open-minded about it. And hopefully he'll stand behind his word. I'm really hoping so. In the meantime, I'm still going to live my life. I'm still going to go to work, which I have to do today, in spite of how cold it is. No, this is not my job. You know what? I would love to sit here on this mic and have this be my job and get paid for it. I would love to. Hint, hint. All those radio stations out there that are possibly listening. But alas, I do have a job in which I need to pay the bills and to keep myself on the air. But I do like the support that I'm getting for our new sponsor, PD Pro Audio Karaoke. By the way, you're not doing anything tonight. Check them out in the Kenwood location. Jimmy, I heard, puts on quite a great show. And if you need more information, visit their Facebook page, facebook.com/pdproaudio. If you want to start getting your vocal cords in advance, prepared for tonight and tomorrow, and Chameleon with Fat Cat Lisa, then head over to pdproaudio.com/karaoke. Their entire karaoke song list is there, just waiting for you to take a look at. So yeah, I mentioned I have to go to work, and as I mentioned work, it kind of reminds me of another topic that people have been rowdy about lately. Taxes. Wake-up call for taxes this year, especially with the payroll benefit expiring. Boy, did I notice that big difference in my paycheck. I'll go over that and some tax tips for filing this year right after this. And welcome back to part 2 of Topic University Tuesday on Digging Rich Live. I'm Digging Rich, and we were just starting to talk about taxes. Now, as we all know, the whole fiscal cliff we avoided for now, part of that avoidance of the fiscal cliff was the payroll tax benefit that we enjoyed for a long time now expired. And boy, did it hit everybody. I mean, it even hit me. I compared two paychecks that had the same amount of hours, same amount of overtime. $50 difference. Now, to some people, $50 may not seem like a whole lot, but that's a big deal. I mean, and my coworkers felt it too. Some of my coworkers, happen to have families and children that they have to take care of, and so big difference. Yeah. Now, for those people complaining about it, I have a solution. Get more involved with local government. Find out who your elected officials are. You live in Cincinnati? Send a note, send a message to the mayor. The Honorable Mayor Mallory has a Facebook page in which you can say, hey, I'm mad. Know your city Congress. Get to know your local city council. Know your senators. Know your local senators. Find out who the people are that are representing you. Get in contact with them. Let them know that if you're mad about something. Let them know if you're happy about something. Let them know if you have an idea that may help. But just get involved. I mean, let us become Big Brother. Let's watch what our elected officials do. And let's let them know when they're doing something wrong that we don't like. Let's be the people that are mentioned numerous times when it comes to government. You know what I'm talking about. We the people, by the people, for the people. Let's become that people. Let's not just sit back and say, all right, it doesn't affect me. I'm going to let Senator Joe Schmo take control of my life and I don't care. No. Stand up. Do something about it. Make those phone calls. Send those letters in. Oh, do not underestimate the power of snail mail. Okay? Yes, it's 2013. Yes, the technology is out there in which we can email and call our elected officials. Some elected officials I've heard even gone as far as allowing text messages. But in my opinion, nothing brings more power to a message than a pen, piece of paper, and an envelope with a stamp. Now that's saying a lot. Yes, I utilize future technology, but I'm also a fan of old school technology. You have a problem with that? Tell me about it. So, taxes. Yeah. I'm waiting for a couple of W-2s that way I can file my taxes and wait for that all beautiful refund. The one I've worked so hard for all year. Or as I like to also call it, hey, government, I gave you an interest-free loan. It's time to pay up. Now, how do you avoid that? Well, I know it's tough. I know it's tricky, especially with these new tax laws that are going into effect, but take the time to learn about the tax system. Find out how exactly it works. Find out where you stand. Where is your tax bracket? And find ways of making less taxes for you. If you're struggling paycheck to pay, wow, we're really running into deep topics today. So I was going back to taxes. I'm not sure how far back I need to go, but I was just giving some simple suggestions. Well, before I did that, I was questioning as to why. Why do people procrastinate on taxes? I mean, you have until April 15th. Now, I don't know about everyone else, but me, I get my I get the W-2s around January, early February the latest. As soon as I get all the paper together, I go ahead and file, get my refund in March, sit back and relax. Some people wait till the last minute. I never fully understood it. I understand that, okay, there are delays in terms of paperwork that's needed. There's tax forms that are not available at the time that you have all of your paperwork. I can understand that. But why wait till the last minute? Why wait till April 15th where you see news clips of the post office being bombarded by people just sending out their taxes through the mail? Me, I proudly use TurboTax. I've used it for about 10 years. Never had a problem. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. So, how do you get the most back when it comes to tax refunds? First and foremost, if you have a kid, I mean, let's face it, if you have a kid or you have kids, that's a beautiful blessing. It's a heartache at times, but it's a beautiful blessing. So you're all set. But what if you don't have a kid? Well, did you invest in an IRA or a Roth? Find out about those. If you can manage to invest in one of those, that's a big tax break opportunity. Another big one, charitable donations and contributions. How do you think Oprah manages to get all those tax write-offs year after year after year? 3 words. Oprah's favorite things. The one show conveniently at the end of the year, right around the holidays, where she gives out massive amounts of items to a select number of studio audience that was privileged enough to finally get off that waiting list and head over to that particular show. Ellen, she does it too. She gives away a lot of stuff. Now, why do they do that? 1, because of the kindness of their hearts, we hope. And 2, it's a huge tax write-off. I mean, bottom line is, hey, don't forget the stuff that you paid for at the bookstore. Supplies, textbooks, equipment. Save those receipts because you never know. And this is a very big one. People, for those of you that drive a lot, gas, save those receipts. If you work from home, calculate how much a percentage of expenses come from that home office and save the receipts. I cannot stress, save your receipts. Oh, and the number one tax advice I can give you, in case you're not one of those tax whiz, or in case you're having trouble trying to organize everything, here's what you do. You go out and you network. You network like crazy. Head out to a bar. Head out to a club. Find a friend that's an accountant. Okay? Because if you have a friend that's an accountant or a tax advisor, not only are you going to get the right information because they want to keep that friendship, sometimes these people might cut you a little discount for using their services. You never know. So, I'm sure this isn't going to be the last I hear about taxes, or I'm sure this isn't going to be the last I read about, hey, talk about taxes. So, keep that in mind. If you want me to talk about it some more until the dreaded doomsday of April 15th when it comes to taxes, let me know on Facebook. I'll talk about it again on the next Topic You Tuesday. And, if you have any advice, if you have any suggestions, what's the best way to celebrate? With a nice heaping of Girl Scout cookies. Did you place your order yet? If not, you'll probably have to wait till your supermarket has them in supply, or just wait till those cute little girls are out there. Now, for those of you that were smart enough, you may have noticed throughout Facebook that parents have advertised the fact that their daughters are selling Girl Scout cookies. Of course, January is the annual Girl Scout month. The annual time where we rush in, get those orders in for those Thin Mints or the Samoans. There were actually 2 new flavors this year. And they're still at the same price. They were still at the same price of $3.50 per box, or $4 if you got the 2 new flavors. Now, me personally, I did order and help support the local Girl Scout troop by ordering 4 boxes. And sadly enough, those 4 boxes are not for me. Well, maybe 1. My personal favorite, the Thin Mints. I love the Thin Mints. I don't know what it is. Second popular one, the Samoans. They used to be called Caramel Delight, but either way, ooh, delicious. I'm going to have to check out the 2 new flavors as the year progresses, since I happen to know a very special Girl Scout. Oh man, I just had a little Girl Scout cookie moment there for a second. Thin Mints with a nice glass of milk. What's your favorite Girl Scout cookie? Let me know. I might try it if I haven't tried it yet. And our last topic for Topic You Tuesday happens to be a very special one. It's about true friendship. Now, I've read a couple of stories about how there have been how people have been involved in friendships for a very long time. Some of them have actually gone through trials and tribulations, and some have ended because of treachery and deceit. Well, this one Now, what does the New Orleans person do? He spends a lot of time with the new person, which is cool, but then totally abuses the old one, the old friendship, the friendship that's remained loyal for 5 years. Now, what happens with the new friendship? The new friend turns into, I'm obsessively in love with you. And the New Orleans person has no interest in this person. So the friendship ends with half of the New Orleans person stuff missing, including all articles of clothing that were black. Yeah. Awkward. Person reaches out to the old friend of 5 years, and what happens? The old friend responds. Moral of the story: many years, a friendship that has survived so many arguments, so many ice creams, so much crying, so much happiness, so much tears. Never underestimate that, because you never know. You never know when you're going to need that person. And I'm happy to say that I take all of my friendships seriously. From the new ones to the ones I've known for over a decade. All of my friendships I take seriously, and I never take one of them for granted. And that includes each and every one of you. Each and every one of you that are listening, You guys are my fan. You guys are not just fans. I can see you guys my friends. And I will never take either one of you for granted because of the fact that you've supported this show. And I appreciate that very much. And this show is going to be even better. You know, eventually down the line, as soon as I can afford it. You know, I'll have a little fun, little sound clips here and there. We'll have some special guests come in. We'll go out and about. But as long as you support me, your support keeps me going. And I thank you for that, my friends. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot. The very last topic, and then I have to go for today. American Idol. Another big topic that everyone's been Facebooking me about and tweeting me about. I will not watch it this season. And I'll tell you why. 2 words. Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj scares the bejesus out of me. I mean, that hairstyle and that face and those facial expressions. It's like, it's scary. And the fact that she's a self-proclaimed diva. Now, what makes matters worse is that there's another diva on the show, Mariah Carey. And from what I understand, the focal point has been about those two. Back and forth, bickering and arguing. And then poor Randy. I mean, poor Randy, he's been doing this since season 1, and now he's got to go through this. And the other guy, who I was actually informed is Keith Urban. Where have you been all these years? Wow. Yeah, so I'm sorry to say that I will probably catch a couple of the bloopers, the ones that don't make it to Hollywood at a later time. But I will not watch American Idol this year. Oh, and Ryan? Yeah, message for Ryan Seacrest. Yes, you have American Idol. Yes, you've been passed the torch by hosting New Year's Eve parties. Yes, you have your own radio show, but you, sir, are no Dick Clark. I'm not saying that you're a bad person. I'm just saying, stop trying so hard. Just let your natural talent and goodness come out. Let it come out naturally. Don't try so hard to be like Dick Clark. Be you. Okay, buddy? Well, on that note, that's going to do it for me here. Thank you so much for tuning in to Topic University Tuesday. We'll bring this topic back. We'll bring Topic University back next month. When? That will be determined at a later time. But one last big announcement. The Digging Rich will be tweeting. Digging Rich Live will be tweeting. The tweet address will be launched tomorrow.